Hello, let me show you two different ways to remove things in Photoshop and replacing them. Before we start, first duplicate your layer. This show whatever just in case you make a mistake, you always have a backup. Now the first thing we're going to be talking about is the content aware fill. There's two different ways to use the content aware fill, a simple way and a bit more complex way. The simple way is just to make a selection. I'll grab the lasso tool. Press L on your keyboard or go to the toolbar to top left, the third tool, right click, and then you just click the lasso tool. I'll just go around this for the name of it, the sewer cap. And then after you made the selection, you can right click and click fill or go to the top left of your screen, click edit, go down and then find fill there. Or as you see next to it, it says shift 5. That's also another way to do it. After you click it, you see contents and then you see content aware. Just make sure it's content aware. If you click on it, there will be these different options. Just make sure it's content aware. And then color adaptation is on. You don't need to worry about anything else. And then click OK. And then as you see, press Control D to deselect. As you see, the content aware has been made. There are some little things here and there that may not make sense. You can probably use like some different things to help it blend in more. But now I'll be showing you the other way to do it. Now let's go to this one. We're gonna be using the more complex version of the content aware tool. First, just go around this. And then after you've made it, go to top left edit, go down till you find content aware fill. Or you can right click it, and then there's also content aware fill right there. Click on it. Then as you see, you're in this new screen. Preview, the content aware options, and on the left side there's a couple tools. First, I'll show you the tools on the left side. These are pretty helpful. The sampling brush tool. This helps you remove and add things around the selection that you made that you want the the content aware to sample from. Now, here's the lasso tool to if you want to add more of the selection. Like right here, we go over. See, the selection's been made, but I don't need to worry about that. The hand tool is just to move around. The zoom tool, just to zoom in and out. And then here's the preview. This just shows you as it says, the preview on how it will look like after you apply the effect. And then to the right side, here's content aware. To be honest, you don't need to worry completely too much about everything besides color adaptation and output too. Opacity is like just this just helps you indicate like where the sampling is. Just you don't need to worry about it at all. It's just the excluded area where it indicates like sampling area is just where it's around it. The excluded area is where that it's not included into the sample. The color you don't need to worry about. It's just the color of the sample. Then auto will automatically, as it says, if you hover over it, use the content similar to the surrounding of the selection. So these bricks around it will be used. Rectangular, if you hover over it, it says use the rectangular region around. So it'll be like in a rectangular area, like rectangular. It'll be similar to how auto works. Now you don't need to worry about sample all layers and fill settings. Color adaptation. Color adaptation is quite helpful. If you hover over it, as you see, allows the contrast between the brightness and it helps you have a better match with the filling contents. Now, depending, you can kind of like switch around it, see which one fits it better. As you see, very high makes it kind of blurry. High, not as much, but still kind of there. Default's pretty good, but high kind of makes it blend in a bit more. And there's also none if you don't want it. Looks fine too. I'll just keep it high. Rotate adaptation, it just rotates the selection a bit. If you have auto, you might get this warning as you see using scale mirror rotation with auto sampling may cause unexpected results. You can still proceed with it, it's fine. You can always press Control Z to undo. Then as you see these things are moving, it's kind of rotating. As you see it's like making that warped. If you let's say full, it's like warped and everything. If you use a rectangular though or custom, custom will be you will auto like you do yourself completely. You use a sampling tool and just do it yourself. So you can just go around, do it yourself. You can use scale, mirror. Rectangular, you can use the rotation adaptation if you like, but auto's fine most of the time. And as you see, you can remove, you can add. And the scale, it just helps, as you see, it just helps you resizing with for a better match. Mirror helps you with like horizontal symmetry, as it says right there. See the example? Pretty helpful. It's like a mirror. Then output to. Now make sure to not do to the current layer or duplicate the layer. Make it a new layer. Because the current layer will be on the current layer that you've currently made. And duplicate layer you don't need to worry about. Just make sure it's on a new layer. And then if you go down, there's apply and OK. The difference is if you press apply, you still be in this workspace, but you just see it's like a bigger preview pretty much of what's going to be made. And then if you press OK, just press OK whenever you're completely done with what you've edited. And then you see the selection around, just press Control D to deselect. Then as you see, you go to your layers panel because of remember what I said to make a new layer on the output to. There you now made a new layer. So now you press the I. And you see the new layers there and everything. Then as you see, it's a bit blurry, maybe look like kind of like soft, feathery. Now you can probably like do something else with that. Maybe you can use some other things to help you blend in more with it. That's how you use the content aware tool. The next tool is the clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool is a very helpful tool similar to the content aware, where it can copy and duplicate something, or cloning it, as you might say from its name, and then you can paste it to another area of your image. Before we start using it, first duplicate your layer, and then let's make a new layer again. So duplicating it, make a new layer. Just for the clone stamp tool. So just go to the bottom right of your layers panel, find the little box with a plus symbol in it, click on it. Now you made a new layer. And to start using the clone stamp tool, just press S on your keyboard or find the toolbar section on the left side of your screen. And the tool section is near the middle, looks like a stamp. You won't miss it. And then to start using it, now before you start using it, go to the top and then you see this little like you might say current below, current layer, or all layers. Click on it and make sure it's on current and below. Do not do current layer. If you do current layer, as it says, it'll be on the current layer. If you made a new layer, it'll just be a white, just blank, and you won't duplicate or clone anything. And all layers, as it says, it'll be all layers, so it can be above the layer that you're doing or below. You don't need to worry about that, depending on your situation. Just do current and below. And then now to start cloning, press Alt or Command on your keyboard. And then as you see on your mouse, it'll look like a crosshair symbol. This will help you start cloning your, this will help you start cloning. While you're holding Alt or Command, left click, and then let go of Alt or Command. And then you start moving your mouse. As you see, depending on the size of your mouse right here, it'll probably be like, let's say if I clone it right here over the N, I see it's just the N that I've cloned. If I make the tool size bigger and then clone it, it'll be much bigger. See, I got both windows above the one and below. But so make sure you have it on the correct size. And then after you cloned it, if you move your mouse somewhere else and then click, as you see, it's been pasted right there. And if you hold left click and then start dragging, if you notice, it's like as if it's copying the place. Like you've seen the image on the right side, you see this little crosshair. That's like similar to that of an anchor point. That's where it is copying what you are currently pasting. So I'll move to the right. As you see, it's getting that door now. If I move up, it's getting the wall above it. And if I go back to the one right here, it's like as if you're just literally just copying that part of the image with your anchor point. And now to put it to action. Before you start putting it to action, if you go to the top left under type, you find this folder with a stamp tool symbol on it. If you click on it, you get the stamp tool clone source panel. This can help you while you are using the stamp tool. Let's say the chapter one again, if I clone it, as you see, it looks like one, as you say. Now if I go to the clone source panel, go down until I find the two little boxes side by side with the arrow going to the other one. Click on it. As you see right here, it's been flipped. If you go to the option below it with the two boxes on top of each other, it's now upside down. You don't completely need to worry about these besides show overlay. Show overlay would just help you kind of see partially on the background where you're gonna paste it. If I take it out, as you see, it's not there. If you show overlay, kind of shows you like where the things will be placed and where the anchor point's pretty much at. You can just keep it to the side. And now to start cloning. Let's say I want to take out these people. I want to take out these three strangers right here and just have the building right there showing. Now I'll just go to the clone stamp tool, change the size, make it a bit smaller, and then I'll clone the window right here. Press the horizontal button, flip horizontally, and then I'll click it right there. As you see, you can just change it back, the option, back to normal. Go right here to the window, slowly start going down. I see the anchor point right there in the center of the clone stamp tool. That's what it's copying currently, as I said. So just be careful about that. Go back up if you need to, and then just continue going back down. There you go. And then right here, I'll copy this, flip horizontal, make sure it's even. Oh, this also reminds me, now that I'm doing this, if you do the flip horizontal, even the anchor point will be going the opposite way of you, depending. Horizontally, it'll go to the right if you're moving to the left. If you're moving to the right, it'll go to the left. It'll go up and down unless you have the flip vertical option on too in the clone source panel. Then, as you see in the anchor point, it's going up and down. So just be careful about that too while you're using it. And then I'll just continue going down all the way until I just make it like even enough. to the point that I like it. And then the wall right here, I'll just clone it maybe a bit bigger. It's probably fine a bit. Just be careful. Watch the anchor point. Continue going down all the way. You might need to make things very small. See right here, just to get like the little line right here, like this black edge on the bottom side of the wall. Just continue cloning it, going back, cloning, going back, cloning. Also right here, depending on what you're doing, let's say like a car or something, and if the floor is like, let's say shiny, there might show a reflection of the car and maybe the highlight, like the lights, the front lights of the car. So like right here, the people's shadow right here, just be careful and be mindful and try to take that out too, just to make it more realistic so people aren't wondering why the heck is there a like light right there even though there's nothing there. So just kind of go like to the side. I see I'm going to the right side right here and then getting going to the left to the bottom, kind of getting below right here, going right here, making it a bit smaller just so I have enough room to continue copying. As you see, make it a bit smaller right here, going all the way around, copying this part, not right here, but right here, watching the anchor point so it doesn't get this garbage bin or whatever it is, then goes all the way. And then there you go. As you see, the people are gone. Might be kind of awkward right here. I see on the wall. So you could probably just copy from some different place. Kind of change it a bit. You can even mask the layer that you used the clone stamp tool on. So just in case of like, let's say I go back to the brush tool and then I just want to bring those people back. If I want to, then I can just bring them back, whatever. Or maybe just like a portion of them, like I don't know, the fee if I want to. So maybe also be smart to also use like different layers for the close stamp tool for like different areas. So like I see I used the people right here for this area. Now like let's say I want to take out these sewer wells right here. I forgot what they're called. The sewer caps. I could probably make a new layer and then I'll start using the clone stamp tool for these. It'll just be easier to kind of like edit around if you ever make a mistake. So now I have the people on that side, and the sewers will be on their own layer. I see, just kind of go over them a bit. Kind of fix it a bit. Go around. And then I see, the people are gone. But that's how you use both the content aware and the clone stamp tool. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.